And I am so excited to bring to you WomenNomics. This is the show, the online show for women entrepreneurs and business owners who are seeking to really have that impact that they want out into the marketplace. Our mission is empowering women, economic impact, and for growth and sustainability. So let me repeat that. I kind of stumbled with it. WomenNomics is empowering women's economic growth and sustainability. We are all about advancing women entrepreneurs and business owners. And I am so excited about today's topic, which is you are not alone. That's right. So often we as women business owners and entrepreneurs, we feel isolated. And feeling that isolation, you're wearing so many hats throughout each and every day that you feel overwhelmed. But today you're going to hear about an organization that is there to assist you on your journey for economic empowerment because their organization has the same mission as WomenNomics. And we're on this together, ladies. So before I introduce these two lovely ladies whom I am excited to share with you today, I just want to say that this particular show today is being presented by Pringle Business Consulting. And Pringle Business Consulting serves women, entrepreneurs, and business owners to turn their reputation into revenue through branding, marketing, and PR consulting. So we are excited, very excited for this journey. So let me just share a little information about my two guests today. I'm going to start with Sheri Chaney Jones. And before I tell you who these ladies are also connected with, I'm going to talk about them individually first, okay? So to begin with, Miss Sheri Chaney Jones. Sheri Chaney Jones is the founder of Management Resources Company, which what it does is help. Oh, before I say exactly what Management Resources Company does, she's also the co-founder and CEO of Sure Impact, which is a cloud-based solution that helps social sector organizations and collective impact initiatives to measure and also communicate their unique social impact. I think that is so awesome, Sheri, what you're doing, in addition to what I'm about to share in a moment. And joining her, someone I've known for quite a while and just love her dearly, is Miss Crystal Hughey. Now, Crystal is the CEO of Corporate Cleaning Company. And these two ladies, they reside in Columbus, Ohio. So keep that in mind as you're checking these ladies out. They're here in Columbus, Ohio. Crystal has more than 30 years of project management experience. She's a graduate of the Ohio State University. And like her business, Crystal loves to give back. That's what I love about her. She was a 2018 Cassidy Awards Teen winner, a 2018 Smart Business Woman honoree, and the list goes on and on. But what I want these two ladies to share today, we're going to start with first, they are both a part of NAWBO, which is the National Association of Women Business Owners. These ladies hold positions within the Columbus chapter. Sheri is the president of NAWBO's Columbus chapter. Crystal is the vice president of Business Champions. So ladies, Welcome. I'm thrilled to have you here with us today. And I want to begin with this question for both of you. Why is NAWBO the best organization for one to consider joining? Who wants to go first?
I'm happy to go first. Thank you so much, Linda. It's such an honor to be on the WomenNomic show and to share about NAWBO with all of your audience here, women who are also interested in economic empowerment, which is NAWBO's mission as well. So one of the reasons I had got involved with NAWBO and I remain passionate and serve as the president of the organization is because there unfortunately is a wealth gap between women-owned businesses and male-owned businesses. And ladies, I don't know if you know this, but the average woman-owned business makes 78% less than the average male-owned business. And that is unacceptable, right? And there's a lot of reasons for that. But NAWBO, Columbus and NAWBO National, and just like WomenNomics, we're here to break that glass ceiling. We're here to equip all women business owners. It doesn't matter what type of business, if you're a solopreneur, if you're a huge team, a national organization like myself, it doesn't matter. We are here to provide you connections, trainings, and resources. In addition, we provide advocacy. So when we see something structurally wrong at the federal, state, and local levels, we're your lobbyists, we're your team to go out there and say, this is not okay, and fight for removing those structural barriers. We also provide you a community. So I know if you're anything like me, I have 4 children. And when I started my business, they were little, they were still in preschool. And I would go to the playground and all of a sudden, I could relate with the other moms on the children issues. But everything else I was managing, I needed a community that understood what it was like to raise a family and be a parent caregiver while also running a business and being an employer. And so we provide you that community. And then we also provide you connections to resources and trainings to transform your business and meet the objectives and the goals that you want to accomplish. And one of the ways we do that, and Crystal will tell you more about some fun things we do, but we meet the first Thursday of every single month is our members meeting, where we come together with a community of individuals and provide you those resources and that richness. And for me, I will tell you, when I joined NAWBO almost 10 years ago now, I think I had 2 part-time employees, and I just had to lay them off. It was a pretty bad time in my business, but I'd maybe been in business 2 or 3 years and was thinking, man, am I going to continue to do this, or am I going to leave and go back to getting a job? And it was a pretty low moment in my life, but somebody had invited me to a meeting, and I just fell in love with the community, others that understood what I was going through, a safe place to be able to say, hey, I hired 2 graduate students and I just had to lay them off. Like, I felt like just such a failure. But through those connections, through that community, through that support, I'm happy to say I'm still in business, never had to close my doors. And in fact, I started another business. And I could have never done that with my NAWBO roundtable and the support that NAWBO gives me. So Crystal, I'm happy to hear your story as well.
So Sheri, that was awesome as always. Your leadership just propels us every time we hear you speak. And I just love that. And Miss Linda, I've known you forever. And every time I come in contact with you, you're dropping those diamonds of wisdom. And it just really helps me as well. And the reason that I joined NAWBO, I had my business at that point for 20 some years. And it's pretty much what you talked about today. Even though I was surrounded by people, I felt lonely, and I'm in a male dominated industry. So, and I work with my husband. So that adds a different complexity. For some reason, people come up and they may ask if we're business partners. Usually they don't. They generally just start looking at him and start talking. And I've gotten to a place where I know who I am. I know what I bring to the table. So if you want some stuff done, you're going to need to recognize that I'm the CEO. And so I really just needed other support with that because, of course, I love my husband. He speaks one language, I speak another. And our financial consultant said, you know what, you need that NAWBO group. You need those ladies. And I thought, when I got there, I'm home. Like when I'm passionate and my vision is out here, like I'm going to put corporate cleaning on the moon. They're like, okay, let's do it. They're not going to say, you know, you're feeling emotional. I don't know. So it's just been different. And then I got involved with the board and the business champions because I thought if I can help get with this momentum and this group who's creating shortcuts to get to women's dreams, and they create bridges to bridge the gap. If there's a skill set gap, they help with that. A communications or connection gap, they help with that. They're going to create that bridge, and we will get there together to whatever your dream is. And for some ladies, it's world domination. I want to be international. Let's go. And for other business owners, they just want some peace and quiet. They want to earn an income that's going to help them go to Disney World or maybe just buy the home of their dreams. Whatever that is, NAWBO Nation helps you connect to that dream and you just get that support. So one of the things I'm excited about is you can become a business champion, which is our corporate sponsorship program. We have a lot of ways for non-business owners to connect by utilizing their business resources and having their company join our community. And we have strategic partnerships that they can be a corporate sponsor, they can be an event sponsor, they can even come exhibit. They can be an exhibitor at our events. And that way they grow, we grow, and we all push forward together. And that's one of the things that excites me so much about NAWBO.
Ladies, thank you so much for sharing with us about NAWBO. And one of the questions that I have.
Miss Linda, may I add the event I was supposed to add in? May I add that?
Sure, go right ahead.
I apologize. I was so excited. I'm also supposed to announce the upcoming event of Women, Wisdom, and Wine, which is April 20th, which is my birthday. So I feel like we're all celebrating. I think it's House Wines. One Hope Wine is providing 2 glasses of wine, and I think Peter Abilities will be on site if you want to purchase a meal. And then we have our Visionary event coming up May 11th at 5:30, and both of those things, along with the monthly meetings, can be found on our website at nawbocbus.org.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for sharing that. And that is for, let me say this. Again, this is NAWBO Columbus, Ohio. So they're speaking to, of course, to all women. If you want to come to Columbus to these events, you're more than welcome to join us. But definitely, if you are in Central Ohio, please take advantage of this opportunity to connect with like-minded women, women who are on the move, women who are impacting economic empowerment. And I cannot say that enough. But there's one last question I have regarding NAWBO before we move into another area. And that is for you, Sheri, as the president of NAWBO Columbus. Do you have, and then this also applies to you as well, Crystal, do you have the autonomy for NAWBO Columbus to identify the needs for the women in Central Ohio? Because NAWBO is national. It's in probably almost every state within the United States. So the needs for women, say in Chicago, may be different for the ones here in Columbus. So serving as the president and VP, do you have that type of autonomy that you identify what those needs are and begin to address them?
Absolutely. We are, so NAWBO is obviously the national association. So we are a chapter of a national association, which is amazing because of course our national affiliates give us access to training and information and insights, and our members have access to that as well. But as a local chapter, we have a board of 12 diverse, amazing women who have the pulse of what's going on in our community, in our backyard. And like Crystal's committee is very good at bringing in the business champions. that meet the needs of what our women want and need to help them grow and scale. Same thing with our public policy committee. We're constantly hearing from our members about what barriers are they facing, and we will knock on the door as city council or go to our state house and advocate for our women business owners' needs.
That's good. Crystal, is there anything you would like to add?
I'd like to add that we have NAWBO roundtables, and if for some reason, someone didn't have an opportunity to share during a regular meeting or in-person event or even our online events, the roundtables are smaller groups of 6 to 9 members, and you can share there. And what I am so excited about is Sheri and Teresa Harris have been making the rounds to the roundtable to come to those smaller settings and say, hey, are we hitting everything okay? Did you fill out the NAWBO survey? Here's the information for the next 2 years. Is this meeting your needs? So the communication is just tremendous, and it's just a comfortable, safe place to share your thoughts, whether they're big or small, and have your voice heard and amplified.
Yeah.
Thank you both for responding to that question. And let me say to our audience, the reason why WomenNomics is existing is for these types of conversations for women entrepreneurs and business owners. We are identifying the women's organizations and associations where we are aligning with them, partnering with various women's organizations so that we are all working together, because together we can make a much larger impact and identify those needs that women truly need for their businesses to grow and scale. So I thank you both for taking on the responsibilities that you have, because you have said to Central Ohio, to the women here in Central Ohio, I have your back. That's what I'm hearing. I have your back. We want you to thrive. So tell us what your needs are. And if we don't have the answer, we will get the answer. So am I clear? Am I correct on what you said? Everything that you said has led me to this about NAWBO. And I'm very familiar with NAWBO. That's why WomenNomics reached out to the two of you to be here today, because any organization or women's association that we have appear on this particular online show, we are saying we endorse them, we support them, we are aligning with them to make a difference. And you will learn more about WomenNomics. You can always visit the webpage to learn more, which is at lindapringle-evans.com/WomenNomics. There you can find more and consider joining the movement, because one of the issues is that as a girl growing up, and I shared this with Sheri and with Crystal, I saw growing up as a girl how women were treated more like a second-class citizen versus a man. Women needed to have a man to sign almost for anything that she wanted to purchase. And from that time on, women's rights, women equity, women having the deserve level, knowing that, as Crystal mentioned a moment ago, about people approaching her husband about the business more so than her because he's the man. That's what WomenNomics is. We want to bring equality in every area, and we're going to do it together. We can't do it separately, but jointly, yes, we can. Now, both of you have your own businesses. So, Sheri, I'm starting with you. Why don't you share more about you, the services that you provide, and then also provide the ladies with a call to action.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Linda. Yeah, so as you mentioned in the intro, I do own 2 companies. The first one is Measurement Resources Company. We're an organizational development and research firm. We work with mission-driven organizations. So who is that? Government, nonprofit, social services, social ventures, even a for-profit business with a big heart. And we help them use data to solve complex social problems and make sure that they have a data-driven culture and impact-centric culture. And I founded my company in 2008 after about a 10-year career in government, doing this for government, helping government measure and communicate their impact and value. But I'll be honest, ladies, although that was a wonderful job, I knew at some point I had created a product within the government that helped Ohio save $250 million a year in Medicaid. And I looked around and I thought, why aren't more organizations not using data in this way? We'll go much faster, farther if we're data driven with what we do. And I knew I could have more impact outside of government than I could if I stayed. And so that's why I took the leap to start Measurement Resources Company. And I've grown that company from just myself to now a team of researchers. We have clients all over in the United States. And just last month, this was a huge step in my entrepreneurial journey. Just last month, I hired my first executive director to run that company and moving me out of the day-to-day because in 2018, based on the feedback from my customers, I launched a SaaS platform, Sure Impact. So I'm also the CEO of Sure Impact. And Sure Impact does the same thing. It just automates how the same customers measure and communicate their impact and value. But that's probably for another show, Linda. But in the last 3 years, I've had the wildest learning curve. That particular business, it's venture backed. So I've broken that glass ceiling in terms of raising money from venture capital. And it's a corporate structure with a board. It's been a huge learning curve. But I will tell you, I would have never done that without the support of women like Crystal and my NAWBO women. But thank you for letting me share my story. And if you are a mission-centric, if you know of any mission-driven leaders, I would ask you to have them connect with me on LinkedIn, Sheri Chaney Jones, or visit our website, sureimpact.com or measurementresourcesco.com.
All right. Thank you so very much. Now let's hear from you, Miss Crystal.
So I started my business in 1997. Originally, I just wanted to stay home with the kid. He was going into first grade and I wanted to be Cub Scout leader, room mom, that kind of thing. And I thought cleaning is something I can do. Went to work for a friend of ours, nice friend, terrible boss. So I went to, back then it was Kinko's at the on North High Street. I went to the Worthington Library, read some books, made a cold calling script and got my first client. And from there, I learned how to clean vacant apartments and common hall areas. And that property manager went somewhere else. So I picked up that client. And then one of those people went to work for Continental to build Easton Commons, new construction clean. And by then my husband had joined in the business and some of the family. And they said, hey, do you guys want to come clean over here at Easton Commons? I said, well, how much does that pay? And they told us, so I'll be right there. So that's how we got into construction back in 2000, 2001 or something. And then we had another old property manager or something that went to work for Case Bowen. And they said, hey, do you guys clean common halls and buildings? We've got, some condos downtown. So how much does that pay? They told us, I'll be right there. And so that's how we got into that revenue stream. So we have the three. We're not adding vacant apartment clients, but we are adding, our favorite is construction. We've had great projects that we're still working out at Bridge Park. We've done a lot of Redwood. We just partnered with D.R. Horton. And we've also just done fun projects, multifamily housing all around the city. Brewers Yard, Arena Grands, all around 270 Outer Belt. That's us. And then we have 60 plus commercial office buildings that we take care of on a regular basis. And that became extremely important during the pandemic. So we went through additional training. It's called GBAC, the Global Buyer Risk Assessment Association or something like that. And it's through ISA, which is the International Safety Sanitation Association. But we went through certification to make sure that we could kill SARS, COVID, COVID-2, all of that, and made sure that our team was properly trained as well. So we've been winning awards these last few years. We've been top 50 minority businesses since 2014 for Columbus Business First, Green Spot winner 2018 with the City of Columbus, which we got from the mayor. We just had a Small Business Leader Award this morning, and there's just a bunch, but my team is awesome, and our proven process rocks. So.
Wonderful. The one thing that I heard from both of you was you saw a need and you filled it based off your expertise, based off your experience as well, both of you. And I think sometimes women have a tendency, I'm not going to put men in this, but we as women, we know how we are when we come together and we see someone doing something so exciting and we think, oh, that sounds like that's a good idea. I think I can do that too. And we go after something that someone else is doing, but not staying true to who you are. Do you find that sometimes among conversations with other women? You know, finding that your spot in that particular industry and finding what's going to make you different, what's going to set you apart. Because as when you go after a certain target audience, and that's what we all do as business owners, we want to identify right off the bat for them what makes you different. What's going to set you apart? What can you bring to that particular business that nobody else can touch like you can? Do you find that sometimes women may have difficulty in identifying what I call which is their unique selling proposition? Do you see that often?
Yeah, I think what I see is women, they may know it in their hearts, Linda. They know their unique proposition, but they've been raised to not share it, not talk about themselves, not celebrate themselves. So that's where I see women stop themselves from, singing their praises and telling their client, hey, I am the absolute best at measuring impact. And you won't find anyone better than me. I actually wrote the book on it, right? It took me a long time to feel comfortable to say that out loud. A lot of women struggle with that. Crystal, have you had that experience?
Yes, definitely have had that, especially because I work with my husband and he's awesome. And he doesn't mind sharing that. And I would feel like I was somehow putting him down if I said I'm awesome. But the two things have nothing to do with one another. My skill set and uniqueness is why we dominate in what we do. And I'm okay saying that now, but it took a lot of years.
What I've discovered is this, and I think living long enough has helped me to understand this. When you stay true to your purpose, and whatever we do, our core values they play a large role into our businesses. They also is part of who we are. It helps make up who each individual is. So I think when we stay true to who we are, it gives that level of confidence, because I heard that in both, that level of confidence. And that's something sometimes we as women, we have to find that place where we can stand firm in saying, as you did, Sheri, about impact, what you can do, how you can do it, what makes you the best. And that's how we as women in business should be, because that's what it's going to take. We are now in a time where there's more competition than ever, right or wrong. Everybody is online, true? I mean, everybody is online. So it comes to a place where, who do I trust? Who do I turn to? Because everybody is selling. Everybody is almost saying the same thing. So where is the trust factor? Who do I turn to when I'm really in that bind and this is the service I need? And I'm saying that to say this. That's what WomenNomics is doing. We are bringing that trustworthiness to women so that through the WomenNomics movement, we are looking at who are the ones for women entrepreneurs so that they don't have to sit and try to determine, where do I go? Who do I turn to? That's what we're doing. We're vetting, we are talking to various organizations, various business owners, because we're going to have a directory so that women do not have to go looking here, there, and everywhere for the source or resource they need. We're going to provide that for her. But I want to say to the two of you, I want to thank you. Thank you for taking the time to be here with us today. And you know, you're going to hear from more from me because we'll be sitting down very soon, talking about some other things that we'll be doing together. But I want to say to our audience, as women entrepreneurs and business owners, do not feel you have to do this alone. Whatever your need is, let us hear from you. We can't help you if we don't know what you truly need to be successful. So today I'm saying, wherever you are in the United States, there is a NAWBO, a National Association of Women Business Owners. Reach out to NAWBO. Start speaking with them. Let them help you to grow and scale your business. And again, WomenNomics is here. We are not going to stop. This is a movement for women entrepreneurs and business owners. If you want to join the movement, again, visit lindapringleevans.com/WomenNomics and join the movement. We are so excited for what is coming for now and for the future of women entrepreneurs and business owners. Thank you both for joining today. I can't wait to see what else we're going to do this year. Thank you.